And we have our wonderful guest, Mr. Dale Papi Harris, and we have Dale Harris the third, and then we have the fourth here. So thank you guys for joining me today.
Thank you for having
Thank you,
us.
thank you, thank you. Dale is actually 11 years old. He is a student athlete. He plays basketball for it's Team Thrill, correct?
Yes, Team Thrill.
Yeah, and he's class of 2026. I just realized how man, it's just insane because my son will actually graduate that same year, and I'm like, I can't even believe 2026 like that. It seems like it's so far away, but it's literally right around the corner because we're almost in 2020, so that's only 6 years. So thank you for coming today. I wanted to get you on because I wanted to definitely talk to you about your basketball. I see your dedication, how dedicated you are, and I absolutely love it. So if you wouldn't mind, just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Like,
Talk to me. How old are you? Well, I said how old you are, but just tell
11,
me.
I started basketball about when I was 9.
Mm-hmm.
I played rec for 1 year
Mm-hmm.
in AAU, and this would be about my second year.
Nice. So you got that good in 2 years? And I think that comes from all that practice, huh? I think that's what that is. So you said you've been playing since you were 9. What made you want to play? Did you just pick up a basketball and just start enjoying playing? Is that what happened? Nice, nice. I love it. Do you have any of your siblings play ball with you? Or do they just play? Do they just watch you play?
My brother, Mason, plays basketball.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's awesome. How old is Mason?
8.
He's 8. Nice. Okay. So he's a little bit younger than you. Is he as good as you? Or he's not there yet? He's not there yet. Okay. Okay. So we know how old you were. So I remembered you actually used to play football for one season with my son. How did you like football? You didn't like? You don't remember? Oh no. Well, I remember because you didn't like it.
Nah, he was not a fan of that at all.
Yeah, he was definitely not. I remember me and you would sit out there and talk, and you just be like, I'm just trying to get him to do something right now.
But that's what we all do as parents. We go out there and we try our kids in different sports, and we find out which one they enjoy the most.
Right.
Or which one they can excel in.
Right. And then it's like I said, it's awesome because just seeing how you have transitioned, just watching, when you first started playing. But like I said, we seen you, out there on the football field, and I'm like, okay, football's not really his thing. And then I started seeing your basketball videos. I was like, impressive. I'm not going to play you, so you don't have to ever worry about me challenging you. So, of course, with playing basketball, we know that school is very, very important, of course. So what are your grades like? Do you go to school or are you homeschooled? Like, how's that go? Homeschooled? Nice. Okay. And what are your grades like? Did you ever go to like a public school? You did? Nice. Okay. Where'd you go?
Edgewood Middle.
Oh, okay. And then how were your grades? Did you like it?
Good.
It was good? Nice. Well, I figure if you have good grades, then that means you definitely, you're playing basketball. That means you have to have good grades, because I know Dad is kind of like how I am. If your grades are not good, can't be out there playing no ball.
What's interesting is that the grades, the academic side is what got him into basketball. When he was in 3rd grade, he was found to be gifted. Currently last year he took the nationally recognized test. I guess all kids in public schools got to take. He took it in Harford County. He scored in the top 3%.
Nice.
He actually scored in 12th grade. So over the last few years,
so you smarter
they've
than
been asking me to skip him a few times or so like that, but that's not conducive to the maturity and also conducive to what changes with basketball. As he's playing AAU basketball and sports, it changes. If you go up a grade, they have to play up a grade. But you're not going to be able to do that with the current size that you are and strength and the physicality of it.
Absolutely. That's awesome though. I mean, do you personally think that school is important? Do you think it's important? I mean, I know you're young, but I think, do you think that it plays a part in how you're able to focus for basketball? Like, does it, put it this way, does it make you think about it like, if I don't do good on my schoolwork, then I'm not going to be able to do basketball? Like, do you think that? So it makes you kind of focus better? Nice. So what I see you practice a lot. Like, you're up. I think you're up when I'm up sometimes. So I see you practice a lot. How early do you normally get up? What's your daily routine like?
Normal days I'll get up at 7, But every other day, I'll be up by 4 in the morning.
Yeah, you up there with me, buddy.
Going to the track, run 2 miles on one.
Okay.
Then go to practice, get back home, take a shower, go to school, or if it's homeschool, do my work at home. Later, do another practice.
Okay.
Normally about 2 practices a day.
Okay. And then what time do you go to bed? Or is
9.
it about 9? You're probably worn out by the end of the day, huh? By all that, especially if you're up 4 in the morning. Like, I know by the end of the day, because I know I'm ready to go. Now, of course, I'm old, so, I'm always ready to go sleep. But, by 9, I'm ready to go to bed, get some rest, because sleep is important. This is one of the things that I talk about. Sleep is very important, because you can actually tell the difference. Like, if you don't get enough sleep, you can see and you can feel the performance, how your performance will suffer when you're in the gym. So you may have those days, like say you didn't sleep good, you may feel it in the gym, where you're kind of like, man, I don't really feel 100%. But that's why you got dad there to help push you along, right?
Sleeping and eating habits.
Yes.
And,
for
sure. Right now he gets a lot of sleeping, driving from place to place. A lot of car sleep, as all kids do.
Right.
While we're driving.
Exactly. That's their rest time.
But the hardest struggle right now, and I'm still trying to figure it out now, which is the proper eating habits. When to eat, what to eat, how full of a meal do you need at certain portions of the day and stuff like that. And, try to do a lot of reading, try to do a lot of research, watch shows such as this,
right,
and try to learn something.
Talk to me, because I
talk to you. Yep.
Tell them call me, y'all.
Yep.
But I say I definitely can help you with that, because I actually have a son who plays basketball now. He's older, 2 sons. They both play ball, but I have a house full of athletes, and everybody, we all. It's very crucial on how you're eating and what you're eating, and the times that you're eating. I had to really kind of focus in and learn when my oldest son was playing for the high school, because before games, after games, like I didn't want him to be sluggish before games, in situations. And I would see a lot of times after games, the kids would be fed, or even after practices, they would be fed, mounds of pasta and pizza and Skittles and just candy and things like that. And I'm like, this cannot be good, know. And so my son, unfortunately, would be the one who they're looking at like, oh, he think he's better. No, it's not that he's better. It's just that he doesn't consume that stuff, because we've learned that really will affect how you how you progress. So I think it's definitely it's definitely crucial to know what.
And imagine if he's playing in a tournament and your son plays Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday after the game, he just eats whatever, Skittles and all the other stuff you say. But then now his body is not prepared to play on Sunday.
Yep.
And that's what they're not thinking about.
Exactly, because what you eat that day before, we think sometimes like that day of, like, oh, this is what you eat that day before is going to affect your performance that next day. We actually had a tournament with our oldest son when he was playing in AAU, and he basically, we had went to, I want to say it was PA maybe, and he had a tournament. And what we did was when he had his break, he had, 2 or 3 games that day. So in between his break, what we ended up doing was we actually ended up going to Five Guys. And we got him, he got a burger, no bread. He just got the bun, not the bun, the bread with the meat. The burger with the cheese, no bread. And he had that, and that red meat, because of the iron and things and the B12 that's in it, it gave him that energy. So he came back that next game. He was not sluggish. He didn't feel like, oh man, I can. No, he was out there running circles, know, so he was doing his thing. So it just, it's crazy how all that works. Like I said, it's definitely important on your nutrition and everything, and like I said, and just going to sleep, and especially when you're waking up that early in the morning. Is it hard for you sometimes to wake up that early? Especially being at that age. I'll say dads in there getting you up. So I know you also, being that you do play for a travel team, you do travel a lot. So what are some of the places that you travel to?
New Jersey, Virginia, some local. I think that we're going to Kansas.
Oh, shucks. Okay.
Kansas City.
Nice.
Playing on the Under Armour circuit.
Oh, nice.
Under Armour circuit. So this is going to be a very interesting year.
Okay.
Very, very interesting year.
Okay. So tell me about, do you have like a specific game, or think about a game when you feel like it was like one of your best games? Can you tell me a little bit about that game? Maybe a game where have you scored like the winning bucket at a game, or like passed it to your teammate and they scored the winning bucket? Like what's a pretty fun story from one of your basketball trips? Can you think of one? No. Have you scored a winning bucket before? You have? Nice. Was it like a tight score, or was it just one that was just like, well, we were already winning, so I just added on to the beat down. And I see you crossing up, you crossing up people taller than you. So what do you think that your biggest skill is? Like your best skill, your the best skill on the court?
Ball handling.
Ball handling, nice. Yeah, now see, I do see that you're out there. Like I said, you got the Steph Curry dribbling the 2 balls. I barely can dribble one now. So you got that. As far as you being out there and playing, in front of, do you get nervous when you're out there? Or are you so comfortable that you just tune the crowd out? Sometimes.
The crowd doesn't make me nervous.
Nice. Do you get nervous when you see the other players sometimes? No. How do you feel sometimes, because you are, you're not, real tall, but you do have the skill? Do you like going in and being able to show them what you can do? Yeah. Do you have any of the other teams sometimes that may have been like, oh, he can't do anything, he can't play, and then you get out there and then you're like shooting on him? Yeah, I know you do. So what's the easiest thing about basketball for you? Learning the plays. Nice. And see, for some people, that's the hardest thing. They can dribble, they can do, they can play, but they don't know the plays. And that's important, to be able to actually know the plays. So that's good. What's the hardest part? The game. Like actually playing in a game? Nice. What makes it hard?
Like, I might get nervous. Mm-hmm. It's a real person in front of you now. It's not.
True. Very true. I like that. Good answer. So who is your favorite basketball player?
Steph Curry.
Of course. I should have known.
High five. You said it right on. Steph Curry.
I'll say Steph Curry. That's my guy. I love Steph Curry. So why is he your favorite player?
He's small. He was doubted. Still made it to the league. Now an all-star.
Y'all hear this? This man's talking truth right now. That's what and that's the kind of heart you gotta have, and that's why I know you're gonna be out there, and we're gonna hear your name in the future, because you're doing big things. So, do you have a college in mind that you want to go to, maybe, or you're not sure yet? Not sure yet. What about a high school? Because I know sometimes, because you're still young, so I know high schools are.
Calvert Hall.
Oh yeah, I knew a couple people that went to Calvert Hall. Okay, that's good stuff. And so, what do you do when you aren't playing basketball?
Watch TV.
Okay. Do you play games at all, or you don't really play, like PlayStation or anything? You don't really play games.
Legos. He loves Legos.
See, I'm just gonna say
those
right
pieces
there.
are all over the place. When you walk around, you step on
them. The fact that he's playing Legos and he's not on a game system.
Right.
Because so many kids get caught up in these games, and this is, So thank you, of course, for joining me. So this kind of, like I said, this makes me happy, because it really piggybacks off of the show I had last week, like I was telling you earlier, where you can see the difference between, a father being in a young man's life in comparison to one not. And you being there, like, how does that make you feel to just see him, the dedication and everything that he puts into playing basketball?
Well, I would tell you this. I'll say something that he never hears me say. I get excited. Mm-hmm. And we all play sports at one point. You had a certain point you want to do. I played basketball. I didn't get as far as I wanted to get. Mm-hmm. And now to sit here and watch him and see how the skills he has, his ability, his determination, it amazes me. Because his work ethic, I rarely see that in my lifespan. Not being because it's my son, but someone have the work ethic, and that's what had it. Basketball was an accident. Mm-hmm. Things were going behavioral in school. And I took him out there to play some basketball at a local YMCA in Baltimore, and he was dribbling the ball, and I'm like, wow, he picks up things really, really quick. It wasn't the normal, they dribble and they fumble.
Right, and you're like,
it was like,
okay.
whoa, it's like things, and then it turned into things that he's picking up versus taking a week or two. He's picking up same day. Nice. And then we kept building, and we kept building. But he doesn't complain. The only thing that all kids battle is their self, and that's the mental aspect of basketball, and the frustration and the attitudes, and those are the things that you continually work on and they continue to grow. And I guess it comes with maturity. But if anything, I would say just the work ethic, the desire to be good. Yeah.
And that's awesome. And I know that absolutely makes you proud. And what kind of words of encouragement do you give him, when he is maybe struggling with maybe picking up a skill, or maybe it was after a loss in a game or something like that? Like, how do you encourage him?
Everyone makes mistakes. It's basketball and life go hand in hand. So if you make a mistake, make an adjustment. The favorite thing I not only say to him, because I'm actually the coach, I say it to all the kids is, make the necessary adjustment. And, trust each other. When things get difficult, just like kids need parents to lean on, lean on other players in the team and have trust and stuff like that, Right, for sure. He gets excited about, all kids get excited about scoring. I don't think that's the biggest attribute for his size. Point guard, being a point guard, having a point guard mentality, which is pass first, make the team better, make the hustle plays and stuff like that. Those are the things that I try to teach him and to try to instill him, make others better.
Awesome. And so for training, like what type of course he told us, the type of training, what for someone who's kind of just beginning, who they might want to be like Papi in the long run. They may be 11 years old and maybe their parents might see them dribbling a ball, but they really don't know where to start. What advice would you give as far as kind of where to get them started?
Well, everybody's going to have their different story on how to get there, because I always tell people, don't use him as an example, because he's in trained with, I could go down the line and name person after person, and it costs money. Trainers cost money. It can be very expensive, right?
It's an investment, though.
Exactly. It's a very, very, very major investment.
Right.
What I always tell people is go to your local YMCA. I mean, I know between Baltimore and Harford County and this area, go to YMCA to see if they got skills of basketball. A lot of times they have is maybe $30 to $60, and they teach them just the basics: how to dribble, how to go, how to dribble, how to shoot, how to pass. Also utilize your rec centers, playing rec basketball or so. And then, parents, best thing you can do is take your own time. There's always YouTube. There's a way to learn. People will be amazed. A lot of players that make it to college or top high school players, they're taught by their parents, and their parents may have never been a basketball player in their life. Right. You can learn. You have
so much access to so many resources now that really it's almost like it's no excuse. If you want to do something, you can do it. You just have to do the research and put in that work to get it done.
Because imagine when you were younger, who trained you? There was no trainers. When I played, there was no trainers. We went out to the basketball court, and we just played, and we played with the best competition. But these kids in this new age is different. He has access that we never had. I mean, to go from trainers, he's in the gym. So once you do that, use those natural resources you have around you that's cost effective, and keep them playing. There's something to be said just with having a basketball in your hand, even going outside to the court and working with your kids. Just be involved.
I definitely, like I said, I agree 1,000%, because even with my boys, like, they love going, just going to the court to shoot around. Just being at the Y playing, and I think the Y gives them even more, it gives them a lot of play to be able to play with people older than them, to play with people who are, they may outskill them, you know what I mean? So then it kind of helps them to be like, dang, like he actually was able to practice with my son's AAU team, which I saw him out there. I'm like, okay, check him out. I seen him, playing, and he definitely did his thing. So like I said, and I think, for you, it's absolutely amazing that you are with him, that you're here, like I said, you're encouraging him, you're and you're not pushing him, you know, because it's one of the, like, you're pushing, it's a different type of push, because some people, you know, they want to push their kids because they want them to be something that they weren't, you know, but it's like, if you see potential, I'm just trying to help you become the best version of yourself.
There's always going to be some pushing. When we start this basketball process, I said, how much do you like? He said, I love it. I want to be great. I want to get to, and I tell him, set short goals. A lot of kids jump straight to the NBA. Right now, his goal right now is to get to a scholarship from a private high school or a top tier high school that he can get to. Right. And I said, set a small goal. Right. And then we're trying to obtain that through the training and everything else that we're doing it to get there. And so if you say this is what you want, I'm gonna give you everything I got. But it's going to come with sacrifice. I'm sacrificing as a parent my time. You have to sacrifice those times when you're tired. You have to sacrifice those times when everybody outside just run around playing around the normal stuff to get to your goal. You know what I mean? And that's kids. They say one thing, and then sometimes you kind of go back and forth. But you always got to go back to what was that conversation. You got to keep reiterating it.
For sure. And so where does he have any upcoming? Do you got any upcoming games, or are you on break right now, or just training?
Right. This weekend we're playing. I don't know the exact location, but I know we're playing in Washington D.C. for a tournament. This weekend coming up.
Awesome.
Most of the time the games are posted on his IG play Harris_Papi. If anybody wants to follow it, we always say what's going on. We always say what's going on. Hey, today we won. Today's the time of the game or so like that, and come out and support. Also on that page, you can go in the link in the bio of his IG page. He actually does have a GoFundMe. It's not the typical reason for a GoFundMe. Sometimes I always say it's like something bad has happened in somebody's life. For him, as he's growing in basketball, a lot of opportunities are coming to him. This probably in November, we was in California. He was offered. He went to a point guard camp. He was invited. It was invite only, so it was a great accomplishment. And as things continue to keep coming up, and he's getting offered a lot of opportunities, it comes with costs, traveling, and hotels, and anything like that. So it's not a pressure situation. If somebody wants to give to it to help, that's fine. If not, follow the journey. Also, there's YouTube. It's Dale Papi Harris IV on YouTube, and you can follow him. It shows him doing some drills. Maybe you can even use it for some of your kids. Or it shows him some of his accomplishments or how he's progressing, over the time, over a period.
So please definitely keep a lookout for this young man here. Thank you so much for coming on my show today and just talking. I know you've only been on this earth for 11 years, but you still got a lot more to learn, but you're doing good. Keep up the great work. I know your parents are proud of you. Everybody around you is proud of you. So keep it up. Thank you for coming on today. Again, make sure you check him out, watch out, keep a lookout for him in the future, because you're definitely going to hear this name a lot. And don't forget, be careful with this sugar, guys. Be careful with that.